still not considered the father of David, a man after God's own heart. Anapanga njama ya kuua bwana ya mtu after amelala na mke wake. But God still regards him as a man after God's own heart. Why? Because he understood as a human being, you are not divine. You are human. It should not shock you when you sin. Because Christ knew you were going to sin. That's why he had an option, which was Christ. If Christ had known that you're not going to sin, you're perfect, then angekuwa nakubali dhambi. For Christ to understand that you're a sinner who needs grace, he gave you his son. And that's why he is asking that you might feel ashamed and you want to go. But he says, please, please, please. Pastor Waruiru always likes saying, in Noah's Ark, how many human beings were there? Noah's Ark had how many people? 8. Sindio? And then the rest were? Usishangae. Kanisani labda ni 8 ndo binadamu, wengine ni wanyama, tuko tu na wao hapa. Church in itself is a place where we need to come to and not to run. But people cannot stop running out of church if the church in itself is not an environment that is enabling. I would have loved to ask that you please talk to your brother, your mother, your sister, your father, who is not coming to church. You can tell them they should not be ashamed anymore. They can come. But are they coming to an environment that is even worse than that place that they are in? We are so quick to go and bring people inside, but have we prepared the place they're supposed to stay in? It pains when a converted Christian comes and finds that the things they were running away from the world are the things they find in this. But there is one person I know about who is Christ. And what? The prodigal son. Let's just go to Luke 15 and understand how it was. Luke 15, even as we bring this to a close. Let's, from verse 17. This is for everyone who feels they are ashamed of their sin and they can't come back to the fold. Or they feel they are guilty of the sins they committed and it's written in their forehead. Or they feel they're disappointed with God because what they asked of him, he did not do, and they don't feel like they can trust him anymore. Come to your senses. Verse 17 says, and when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no more worthy to be called your son. Make me as one of your hired servants. And he arose. He is just to forgive us from all our unrighteousness. And so even as we all stand, if you feel you don't want to be ashamed anymore,